working.
Says we're live.
Looks like we're working.
Yeah.
Hopefully the sound is okay. Let us know the sound's doing okay. Does it sound alright? Can't really tell.
Let me turn it up. I think my volume down.
Hopefully the sound is okay. Let us
There's
know
2
the
viewers,
sound's
which might be
doing okay.
Michaela and us.
Nice.
5 viewers.
That's okay. Well, we'll let some folks hop on here. Sorry it's a little dark. We've had a lot of technical difficulties just getting on here, so sorry about the delay too. It's 30 minutes late. But we don't
We're gonna have fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun regardless. We have 2 different wines to try today. Our lovely Michaela was able to pick them out for us today, so hopefully they're good. But I trust her gut on what she chose. So
Yeah, Michaela's good at knowing what kind of wine is good, so
Yeah.
I think that these will be plenty great.
We did request that she didn't choose anything like cotton candy wine that Brett chose a few weeks ago because that's pretty terrible. That's okay.
Yeah, not the best.
But sorry for that we haven't really been on here. It's been obviously a very hectic time with both Hurricane Helene and then Hurricane Milton just following just a week or 2 later after that. And then we had some folks out on vacation last week. That's why we didn't get to go live. But we're finally back and hopefully we'll continue it each and every week.
Yeah.
But as you can see on the radar behind us, there is not a whole lot of quite literally anything going on. If you're in Illinois, Indiana, maybe even going into Ohio, a few scattered showers, but they would be sprinkles basically. But other than that, not much of anything going on besides maybe out in the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, pretty boring.
Very quiet.
Yeah.
Very dry.
Yeah. Which it's been quite the dry spell, and even if we take a look at our precipitation ranks over this past month, it's the 23rd now, so the past 23 days, it's been record-breaking dry throughout much of the Midwest. 132, that means that's the driest on record in 132 years. And it's probably hard to see on your screen, but pretty much anywhere, Missouri, going up through Iowa, down Arkansas, Indiana, pretty much anywhere in the Midwest, you're seeing basically top 5 driest October's on record. So
Yeah. And if you have a yard, then you know this with experience because your yard is probably at this point practically dirt. It is
Yeah.
just, it's pretty rough out there. So only folks with that green grass are definitely watering.
yeah, for sure. And like that, I've seen it in trees too, you know. I think the latest fall leaf tracker was at moderate color, and I was like, you know, I see a lot of color out there, don't get me wrong, but I also see a lot of dead leaves out there as well.
Yeah. Brown.
Yeah.
Brown
So
leaves.
it kind of stinks. I know I saw somebody comment, I think it was on X yesterday, they said that they had gone to Brown County and they were just so disappointed because, you know, we're getting into when it should be vibrant and great, but it really just wasn't. I was like,
Yeah,
oh, that's
not yet.
so-
Maybe next weekend,
Yeah.
I think, or this coming weekend, I think it's possible, maybe a little bit brighter, but
Mhm.
definitely the dry conditions are making it very brown out
Mhm.
there. Hey, if you've been to Brown County and you're local, let us know. That's fun.
Yeah.
Send that in the comments. That's a cool place to go.
Yeah, I know. I was talking with you about how I wanted to go, and hopefully I'll be able to get out there. I've just had busy weekends.
Yes. Hope is
but-
from St. Louis area, so
Yeah.
she did not grow up going to Brown County. For some of us who were born and raised in central
Yeah.
Indiana, then we know that's the spot to go. But that's a cool place. Very
Yeah.
pretty trees. And if you haven't been, go check it out.
Yeah.
The trees are there's still some color out there.
Yeah.
Some red and yellow, so
Hopefully I'll get
that's
out
fun.
there since it's so flat up here in central Indiana. So,
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
pretty flat.
That's okay. But even as we look at temperature ranks today for the month of October, it's been hot out west. I think it was 21 straight days in Phoenix, Arizona of daily record highs being broken. That's the longest stretch by over 7 days, a whole additional week to the previous record that was set in 1936 up in Iowa, which was back during the Dust Bowl era. So they are seeing extreme heat out there. I know my grandmother, she lives out there, so shout out to her, and she's just been dealing with this heat for several weeks
Too
now.
long.
Yeah, for
Too
sure.
long. And we're ready for fall to
Yeah.
just feel like fall. We're tired of it feeling like summer. Even around here, it's been a little bit warmer than normal, and you know,
Mhm.
at this point, we don't really know. Are we supposed to wear a sweater when we leave the house because we're sweating on the way home? We're not really sure
Yeah.
what to put in our wardrobe at the moment, but it has definitely been very warm this fall so far, and really it's going to continue to be warm, I'd say,
Mhm.
over the next couple of weeks too. It's not great news, but
No.
we do have some potentially better news coming here. We'll talk about in just a minute.
Yeah, I know that I've seen the memes out there on social media of, having the heat cranked when you're going to work, and then by the time you're coming home from work, you have the AC on.
AC, windows down, fresh air.
Yep. But we'll go ahead and try our first wine because I'm very intrigued to see what it is. Hopefully it's sweet. I'm a sweet gal, but if it's dry, that's okay. Feel free to chime in the comments. We want to answer any questions. I know a lot of you are looking forward to what's ahead, as it's been pretty much a stagnant weather pattern that we've had through much of the month, at least the past few weeks, since we had that cold spell earlier in the month of, lower 50s, really. I remember coming in, I brought out my sweaters, I was like, it's finally actually fall, and then here we are.
I remember saying, wow, Hope, you broke out the sweater.
And we're back to...
It was just a tease. It never happened.
It's fine. But, yeah, we'll go ahead and click over to what's ahead as a little teaser as Alyssa opens up the first bottle of wine.
This is probably the most interesting part of the weather and wine is how long does it take to actually open the wine bottle?
As long as you don't break the cork like last time. That's right.
Let's not drink any cork in our wine.
Yeah,
this one might have been a little bit better.
Hey, you're doing great. Better than I could.
Oh.
Yay!
Yay!
First
we
try.
love that sound.
We got it.
Okay, let's see. You can go ahead
Seat
and
warmers on this morning. Me too. I'm looking for a new car right now, and I was like, number one priority in this new car is seat warmers. I don't think I can go back of not having seat warmers.
And then once you have a steering wheel warmer, you really can't go back. I'm
even tip
bougie.
me.
I'm sorry. I never knew I needed it until I had it, and now I can never go back.
Yeah,
it's so lovely. Let's not
I just
pour this on.
You can't even get me started with that.
All right.
Hopefully it's not too loud on the microphone.
Yeah, sorry if we're just cheersing right there in your ear. Ooh, it's a pretty color. It's kind of like, it's like a orangey color.
Orangey? Oh boy, here we go. Yeah, I came in.
This is labeled as number 3 because we put these in 3 and 4 today. So we are trying number 3.
We did not finish 2 other bottles of wine, don't worry.
Yes, don't worry. It's not.
You're so dark. I know. See, I've been struggling I started to put this all together around 3 o'clock, and we went live at 4:30, and the lighting situation is not great, but we're here, and hopefully you can hear us.
Yes.
That's all that matters.
If you can't hear
now,
us,
right?
please let us know.
Yeah.
And we wish we could turn the lights up, but it's actually bright in here. It's just a little filter on the actual
It's very
camera.
bright in here. We have 6 ceiling lights and then 2 big lights, and it's not enough, so I don't know.
But, we'll
get
at
better.
least you can see the screen, right? All the weather information. All right, let's try
That's
some
just-
wine. Smells really good.
I can't pick out what it is, though. I'm thinking like a cherry, but I could be
Cherry?
completely wrong.
I almost wonder if there is some type of citrus in here.
Definitely does.
I'm excited. What did Michaela pick for us? Let's see.
Sounds perfect. Thanks, John.
Yeah, thanks, John.
It's almost like a juice.
It does seem like a juice,
doesn't-
but it's good. It just doesn't remind me of wine.
No, not at all.
It kind of still gives me some citrusy.
Yeah, no, I definitely.
I mean,
taste
it's
that.
good.
It is good. Thanks, Michaela.
Actually, it's slightly tart. It's making my jaw like I had something tart. I mean, it's good.
I can't even pick out
curious.
what yet.
What do you give it before we vote it, or before we reveal?
I mean, since it tastes. I mean, I like wine, but it tastes nothing like wine. I give it like a. I don't know, like a 7.9. It's almost up there in like the
Almost on
top
an
tier,
8.
you know.
I would say, I mean, I could definitely drink more than 1 glass of this.
Yeah, no, seriously.
I'm probably gonna go ahead and give it an 8. It's
There
still
you go.
tart. It makes my jaw clench just a little bit, and I like sour stuff, but it's good. Are you ready?
I'm just so intrigued as to what it is.
Ta-da! Ooh.
Oh, I just did their 5K. Shout out to Melon
Wow.
One.
Strawberry wine.
I don't know how I didn't try this wine. I've been there twice and I've done tastings, but I never tried the strawberry.
I've definitely had it. It's just been a minute.
Really?
Yeah, but it's very good. I think
like it.
it's like a summery flavor because
Yeah,
it's a
it
strawberry
definitely is.
wine. We
I
all know
love-
the song, right? Strawberry wine.
Yes, of course.
It's very cute.
My favorite is their picnic white. I love it. It's so good. After running my 5K, I don't run, so struggled through that 5K. Then they had
Props to Hope for doing that.
they had wine at the finish line. I said, that's all I need.
A wine 5K. I'm not surprised.
I'll get there.
That's
oh
fun.
man, thanks, Michaela. Yes, it's very good.
Yes, we do love it.
All right, we'll get back into the forecast since you guys are here for the forecast too, not just our lovely entertainment.
Yeah, we don't just want to watch us all day.
Above average precip is on the horizon. I know it's been dry. We have some precip chances this weekend, but above normal precip chances look to be in play for the week 2 time frame. Might be kind of hard to pick out on this screen behind us since the color or the lighting is a little bit, bad in here. But
Weird.
yeah. But a few storm systems too are going to be in play as we get into the week 2 time frame, which is October 30th through the 5th of November.
Yep.
So right there at the end of this month and going into the start of November. So that does include Halloween. So it's really going to be timing those fronts out to see when exactly the rain chances will be coming through.
Yeah, if we're lucky, then maybe with the one front exiting on the 31st and the next one starting on November 1st,
Yeah.
maybe, just maybe, we could squeeze in some trick-or-treating in the evening between fronts. We're going to be watching that closely. Be sure to tune back into Facebook as we get just a little bit closer. I'm sure we'll be making posts about it. Yeah, Facebook, Twitter, whatever it is. And so, it's going to be active. We love to see that we're going to have more precip chances as far as how dry it's been. We love that. Unfortunately, sometimes the weather just does not like to cooperate with our plans as Americans to trick-or-treat neighborhoods and get candy. So, that's just part of it. But
if you remember last year, do you remember last year Halloween?
Oh, I was handing kids candy, and I remember them bundled up because it was snowing. There were snow flurries.
I hope it's better than last year because that was crazy. I remember the week prior to it, it was in the 70s, great weather, and then people were all like, oh, it's going to be great weather. No, we live in the Midwest. It's not going to be the same, tomorrow even.
It takes one cold front to change everything, and so we're not predicting snow flurries, but rain chances maybe. I know John Kemper last night made that Halloween post, if you saw it on social media. Cute little ghosts.
Yes, very, very good job. Thank you, John. But you might want to have 2 Halloween costumes,
Yes.
Those poor kiddos out there, and it's raining on them, and they're trying to look their best, but they're not dressed for the weather, so.
Yeah. Or maybe at least an umbrella, just in case.
An umbrella will be handy, so maybe have a Halloween costume that goes with an umbrella.
Maybe raining cats and dogs. That'd be a cute costume.
I like that a lot.
Wonder why.
Yeah,
That's
animal
fun.
freak, that's fun. So, if you guys have our Clarity Weather app, you probably saw this going into effect in our daily insights part of our app. We do have heavy rainfall risks for next week going into the Midwest and through the plains. That includes Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, going into Illinois and Wisconsin. Expecting heavy rain with these systems that push through, and we haven't seen a lot of rain, so even a decent amount of rain can easily lead to some flooding in some areas, as that water can't really sink or seep through the ground as easy because the ground is so rock hard out there. But expecting places to receive likely widespread areas of 1 inch plus of rain as these systems work their way through the area.
Yeah.
So we definitely need the rain.
Exciting.
Yeah. But as we look at the week 1 time frame, as in terms of temperature, it's hot, and it's not hot. It's above average, in
unless you're
temperatures.
further into the South Central Plains, it's probably still pretty toasty.
Yeah, I
out
bet
there.
probably 80s, maybe a 90s creeping
Yeah.
up into that. But we've been near 80 here, and we're in the middle of October, so that's pretty wild. And it's gonna stick around as we work our way into the start of November as well. As you can see here, this is the week 2 time frame again, October 30th through the November 5th. The eastern half of the U.S. is going to be well above average, even seeing temperatures 10, 15, 20 degrees above average.
Mm-hmm.
And But if you look out west, though, temperatures are on the cooler side, which is good since they've been seeing such above average temperatures the past month. But this pattern we're expecting it to pretty much take a flip as we get into the middle of November, which we'll be talking about here in just a moment.
Yeah. I just wanted to take just a second to help explain this map a little bit too, for anybody who's not familiar looking at these temperature anomalies. So what we see is the temperatures average and how many degrees above or below normal we are from those average numbers from the 10-year to 30-year time frames that we typically monitor for the climate. So you can see with that 8 and the 9, which are pretty small for you guys, but that's what's generally over central Indiana. That means for that week 2 time frame, like Hope mentioned, October 30th through November 5th, we're going to be about 8 to 9 degrees above normal for this time of year. And so that doesn't mean out here they're going to be seeing -4, -3 degrees.
I hope not.
No, I hope not. It's too early for that. But that ultimately means that they're going to be below normal for what they typically see this time of year. So
it's a great explanation. So otherwise, some people will be like, "Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh! It's only gonna be 8 degrees. That's not warm."
No, not that cold yet,
Yeah.
But yeah. So ask away on questions, guys. Thank you, Steve, for watching.
Thank you.
Want to see some daylight too? We'll try next time. Maybe I'll start a little bit earlier on the whole lighting situation.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Can only do so much. Shout out to my grandpa who's also watching.
Aww.
Jimmy.
Hi.
Hi.
But let's go ahead and dive into what's upcoming. This is really the big story going on, at least here at BAM right now, is to talk of what is going to happen in November. We're wrapping up October. We only have a few more days left, which is crazy to think about, that we only have a few more days left of October.
I don't know where time went.
I don't either. I was looking at the date, and it was the 23rd earlier when I was doing one of the reports, and I was like,
how?
Yeah, literally. It flies by. But anyways, approaching November, what's the story? And it's, like we mentioned, there's going to be likely a big flip in the forecast. Warm now, and as you can see, this is our weeks 3 and 4 temperature departure. Below normal temperatures still out to the west, but as you see, they're starting to expand as we get into the central parts of the U.S. Time frame of this map is November 5th through the 18th of November. And still warm out to the east and in the northeast as well, but that's going to change as we approach the middle of November.
Yeah, finally start to see that shift.
Yep.
That we've all been waiting for.
I know, and I think everybody's about ready for this cool flip.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of cold weather. I need to put that disclaimer out there. But if it's going to be fall, and if we're going to talk pumpkins, and we're going to talk about Thanksgiving and Christmas, I mean, shoot. Can we at least be a little bit cooler so that it actually matches?
That's what I think every morning I'm ready, or every evening rather, I'm ready for the cool because I'm sweating right now. And then the next morning comes and I'm like shivering getting into my car. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe go back to summer.
But before we show you this next map, we'll go ahead and open the second bottle of wine because this will show the big flip that's on the way.
You're going to have to drink
the
rest of that cup.
We'll get there. I'm just busy talking, It's how that goes.
It's okay.
Well, Luke, you can believe what you want, so we'll go with that. But yeah. So again, shout out to Mallow Run Winery for the strawberry wine. Very good. We'll see what Michaela has in bottle number 2 here.
I am excited. And yes, it is deer season.
Yeah.
This colder flip in November, I guess, is perfect for that.
But. Yeah, for sure. I've seen comments on our post too about that, about how obviously getting into the better parts of deer season and how this cooler weather is better for it.
I don't even actually know though. What is the actual date of deer season? I should know. My husband hunts, and I should know this, but I don't.
Phone a friend. I don't know.
Yeah.
My dad hunts.
Can I call a friend? I just don't know the date. If you know the date, let us know, and we'll look at which temperature time frame we're looking at for that. If it's the flip or if it's before the flip.
I know, Mary. The darkness, we mentioned this earlier, if you missed it, it's very bright in here.
It is.
It's very bright. It could be the camera setting, very well could be a whole array of things, and technology has been not on my side today.
Yeah, getting this to work and for you guys to at least hear us. Maybe you can't see our faces, but you can hear us. That was a chore in itself. So here we are. We know you would just love to see our lovely smiles, but
that's okay. Next week, tune in next week. We will have the light pole, everything arranged. You will be able to see us, hear us.
Better.
We'll be on time at 4 p.m. I promise you. All right, here we go.
It's a big promise.
Yeah, well, we'll strive for that.
We'll do our best. All right, this one kind of has an orangey color too. I'm curious.
What kind of disaster could we possibly face now? Anywho, 15th on. Is that deer season, Jamie? I'm assuming.
Shotgun season, maybe?
Yeah.
Sounds about right. Sounds right to me.
All right.
Let's give this a...
Ooh. It's a very...
It's bold.
Yeah.
I honestly, I kind of smell cupcakes.
I bet Michaela can hear us right now. She's still here. Oh, she's probably not here.
She might not be here now. Maybe she's watching us. It smells like cake.
It's very vanilla-y.
Yeah, vanilla. I think that's why I smell cupcakes.
She probably got it because of fall.
Smells like buttercream, actually.
Interesting. I don't know if I like it.
I'm kind of nervous. It's
all right,
really strong. Okay,
here we go.
Just do it. That tastes like straight vanilla.
Not my favorite thing ever.
What is this? Maybe you guys already know what we're... maybe you know exactly what we're sipping right now, and you're like, duh. What does this say? The cork for Purple Toad Winery. Anybody know what Purple Toad Winery is and what could smell like vanilla? I don't know. What do you give this?
Like a 1.
A 1. Oh, she really... Oh, Michaela, she really doesn't like this one.
It's not my sweet... I mean, it's sweet. It's very sweet. It's just not the,
Michaela.
I don't know what it is. It's not my type of wine.
I would say it's very festive. Like, I could probably sip on this for, like, one dessert type treat.
I could see
maybe not a whole glass, maybe like half a glass. It's just very, very sweet and very fragrant. Fragrance. Yeah.
You got it. All right.
Anyway,
moment of truth. Here we go, guys.
Luke, we're sipping on wine. 1 out of 10. Yes, she gave it a 1 out of 10. What is
Caramel apple.
Oh, for sure. It smells like exactly. Now that I know that, I could smell the caramel.
Where are they from? Let's see this.
Look
They're
how
from
cute.
Kentucky.
Look how cute that little label is with the frog. It's adorable. Okay, very fall-like. Okay, Michaela, I have some respect for your choice. Caramel apple.
You didn't even give your rating.
Oh, I forgot. I probably would give this a...
Wait, no, knock that over.
Like I can't drink a lot of it. I will probably give it a 5. I know that's a low score, but I just can't drink a ton because it's so sweet. It's very... I mean, it's caramel apple.
It said that it's only a 4 out of 6, which is kind of a strange scale on sweetness.
I can't believe there's something sweeter. This reminds me if you were to eat a caramel apple sucker and melt it down to a liquid.
Now that is a very accurate description.
Yeah, it's literally a caramel apple sucker in a bottle. So if you love those, which I do, but when I know I'm eating a sucker and not a wine, it's just sweet. It's good. I just can't drink a lot of it. Michaela, I have some respect though for your choice. We love fall.
Yeah, it's very different. I'll give it that. Let's just say that.
Okay, Michael. Maybe I just stuttered over my words. I promise, like we said, that was number 3 and number 4, but we did not drink bottles 1 and 2.
Yeah.
We just grabbed the wrong.
We had to work today.
We did work today. We're finishing a long work day, so.
All right, moment of truth though. Slack. Moving on from caramel apple wine, the newest wine out there, I guess. November flip. Here we go. Moment of truth. This is the flip that we're talking about, and it's pretty much taking the warm east, cool west, and basically flipping that where you have warm west and cooler temperatures east. Wow. Tongue twister, I suppose.
It is.
So this is what we came up with. This was put on by Michael Clark. He talked about it earlier in our long-range video outlooks. earlier today. Check out our YouTube channel, and he'll dive into the whole basically analysis of this as to why we're thinking this flip happens. The flip happens basically anywhere between November 10th and to November 15th. Can't pinpoint an exact date, obviously, because we are, several days away from this happening. But this is the idea that we get cooler here out east.
Yeah, and you can see, especially just in the Ohio Valley region, which I would say probably a lot of you guys are tuning in from. If you're not, let us know in the comments, and we'll give your little location a shout out as well. But finally cooler around here, the end of, or basically the second half of November, causing things to almost balance out, like you said, with warmer to start, cooler to end. The whole month overall, if you are tracking that heating demand, is going to be more so equal chances, somewhere around normal at the widespread look at it. But I'm looking forward to, and there you go too.
Yeah,
looking forward to that flip.
This map basically just shows what Alyssa just mentioned about how, we start off warm, we cool down in the latter half of the month, and that's basically what gets us equal chances of the heating demand over the course of the month.
Yeah, so maybe if you are one to also be holding off on turning on your heat in your house or apartment or whatever, then it won't be until the second half of November where maybe we start to feel more necessary to do that. Depends on how long you can hold off.
Yes,
I've held off.
I have not. We caved in, but it's the hardwood floors that get you. You walk out into the living room, and in your bedroom, it's not that cold because there's carpet. And then you walk out there, and it's just like this huge temperature difference. And you're like, no, we had to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know how you held off.
Sweatshirt and blankets.
I tried, and then it got to 64 on the thermostat, and I said, all right, no. But looking at precipitation chances for the month of November, from where? Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota.
Hi, welcome. But going into precipitation chances for the month of November, obviously we've been basically record-breaking dry here in October, hopefully getting at least a little bit of precipitation to round out the month of October. But we're going to start off active, like we mentioned earlier in the live. Active start to November, likely having a few storm systems, could even include strong to potentially severe storms. Again, can't have exact details on that, but they do look to be potentially a little bit stronger in nature. But then as we get into that pattern flip, when we get those cooler temperatures, a ridge is likely to build, and we'll pretty much be under a dome of high pressure once again. So
yeah, very similar to what we're seeing now with just dry conditions.
So once again, going back into that dry pattern, but hopefully during the active pattern in the start of the month, we're able to get quite a bit of precipitation to help out our basically drought that's going on right now.
And just be thankful for those rains, even if they cancel our plans, that they are essentially helping us for later on into the month.
In Minnesota, houses dropped to 60, and you still haven't turned on your heat. That is very brave of you, because I could never do that.
You're tough. You're tough. You have a good sweatshirt is what you're wearing around that house.
Or really good blankets, too, I guess. Oh, my goodness.
No chances for Thanksgiving.
It's going to be cold. I mean, if you saw that, I don't know about cold, cooler than normal, shall I say, before we run off with the cold term.
Yeah.
But cooler than normal is what we're expecting for now. Of course, this can change. Current forecast, cooler than normal is what we're expecting. Michael also mentioned this in his long-range video out on YouTube, is that Black Friday shopping, you might want to grab a coat or at least buy a new coat while you're out there shopping. Weather right now seem normal or abnormal. I mean,
I would say we've been kind of looking at that. I'd say the pattern's been above normal, so a little bit abnormal, and then also drier than normal. So we're abnormal for both dry and warm.
Yeah. I mean, looking at like climate data for the past 30 years at least.
Yeah.
Which is what that is based off of.
He says he layers up.
Yeah, I bet you do, because that is still insane to me. 60 degrees in your house. I mean, it's probably 70 something outside right now, and I'm like, ooh, a nice little jacket's still good,
If you're in the shade, it's a little chilly.
All right, well, we're going to start to wrap this up here. Thanks again for everybody for joining us. For my own personal opinion, one good wine, one that's not Hope's favorite. I'm not sure what your opinion is.
If you are very new to wine and you only like sweet beverages, then this is going to be the wine to start with as you transition from very fruity sweet drinks to something very sweet also, and then you gradually work down to a strawberry wine that is still sweet but not as sweet until you finally get to a dry wine. We're not there to the dry wines yet. We still like to hang out with the sweet wines.
Yeah. I don't know how, I know if Brett's watching, he's gonna be like very in disagreement of this, but I don't know how dry wine people do it. They drink it and it's just like, you can't drink it.
Listen to how fun this, okay, if you guys have heard Purple, I know we need to keep moving with this, Purple Toad Winery, the reason they call themselves this is the name Purple Toad Winery originated from the color of your toes when grapes were pressed the old-fashioned way. We combine modern wine-making techniques with old-world knowledge to produce award-winning wines. That is pretty funny.
I like that.
That's fun. Okay, they get a thumbs up for having a fun logo.
Simon says, call this Weather and Wine. Simon, you won't believe this, but this is called Weather and Wine.
Wow. That's a great name.
Great minds think alike. But anyways, going back to thank you for joining us. But we do have, I know a lot of you are like, what on earth is going to happen this winter season? And yes, we kind of briefly mention it here on Weather and Wine, but we only have so much time. But we have 2 upcoming events that are going to be so beneficial for both businesses and then also for the average weather nerd like most of you guys are, or somebody that just wants to know on like what's coming up on the forecast. This first one is our winter weather workshop. This is on Thursday, November 14th in Bargersville, Indiana, so just south of here in Greenwood. This is from 5 to 8 p.m. and this is for pretty much anybody whose operations are affected by winter weather, whether that be schools, snow removal companies, transportation companies, energy companies, really anybody that is impacted by winter weather. You're going to want to join this. It is completely free of charge. We have a bunch of posts out on our social media pages that you can go click on the link, register, completely free. We'll have food and drinks provided, so please come out and join us. We will talk about both or 3 different things: the challenges and difficulty of weather prediction, our 2024-2025 winter outlook, and then we'll also talk about how you can incorporate professional weather data into your everyday operations, and that is so big for these companies that are so impacted by winter weather.
We know that this winter weather could impact your time, your money, the safety of maybe if you have students or clients who are on your grounds, and so it is critical to know how you're going to manage those different weather conditions, and especially during the winter like this. So again, if you are an operational business and you are around town and you are able to join this, it's going to be super beneficial to what you do.
Yeah, and there's 110 seats available, so we will be actually announcing tomorrow, but we'll have a little sneak peek here, that we will have a live Zoom or something of that sorts option for people who are not able to attend, so be on the lookout for that, but definitely something that you don't want to pass up. And the second thing, this is our webinar, winter weather webinar that we have had, I don't know, I've only been here for so long. How many years do you think?
I don't even know, but we've done these pretty frequently depending on the season, whether it be the fall harvest, summer outlook, winter outlooks. We continue to post the latest updates and forecast through these webinars.
Yeah, so join us November 13th. That is a Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. It is via Zoom. You'll definitely want to sign up. Once again, completely free of charge. We'll have our entire winter season outlook and depth analysis from our top meteorologists here. Be sure to join. If you can't watch live, which I do recommend joining live, you can ask questions. It's very interactive. But if you cannot join live at 11, if you have other priorities, then you can always get that Zoom link sent to you or the Zoom recording sent to you, and you can watch it at your own time.
Yeah.
So that is the 2 big things coming up. So Wednesday, November 13th, the webinar, which is for anybody, everybody who wants to join. And then this winter weather workshop on Thursday, November 14th from 5 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. In person in Bargersville, Indiana. You definitely want to join if your operations are affected by winter weather.
Yeah, super exciting.
Yeah, so
We got a couple last minute thing here.
Last minute.
Hey Tim, hope you're doing well.
Yay! We'll try to bring you some rain, but I think we're all trying to get some rain right now. But other than that, I really appreciate you all for joining. Thanks for interacting with us. I'm sorry that I was so Debbie Downer on the second wine, but it was just
we all have our
different,
preferences.
but that's okay. But thank you guys again for joining us. We will be back next Wednesday, same time, 4 p.m. Don't do 4:30, Hope, but 4 p.m.
We'll brighten things up for you
We'll
guys.
brighten things up. Technology will be on my side. But yeah, be sure to join us next week, and we'll have a lot to talk about. Oh my goodness. Next week as we start to get into that active weather pattern and that pattern flip. So thank you guys.